One of the biggest adventures I've ever been able to have has been moving up here to Kotzebue, Alaska, where I can share my environment with gorgeous seals. There's a little bearded seal. I don't know if you can see him. But in coming here, we are exposed to new cultures, new environments, new weather. And it really got me thinking about what changes are in store in everyone's future, but more importantly to the culture around here that, to me, doesn't feel like it's getting the support that it deserves.
Fishing has long since been a tradition amongst the Iñupiaq people in Alaska, specifically ice fishing, where the temperatures would allow thick ice along the ocean, perfect jigging for fish. Fish are a major source of meat for the native people, where they can cook it fresh, feed it to their sled teams for protein they need to be their transportation and bear alarms, as well as putting it on a drying rack inside out for future uses like jerky. As controversial as it may seem, seal hunting is pivotal to this subsistence living culture. Historically, the Iñupiaq people have hunted seals for necessity, not the glory hunting so many people associate with exotic hunting. Each portion of the seal is used, from the meat for food, blubber for oil, and hide for particularly warm clothing, like this woman on the left. In my endeavors investigating the challenges faced in changing times, I was offered the opportunity to join a group of local elder men processing their day's catch of 14 seals. I was able to ask questions, hear stories, and observe the hows and whys that most people outside of rural Alaska never think about. I saw more than the message about save the seals. I saw meat. I saw livelihood. I saw culture that has been around for some 4,000 years. But surely in those thousands of years, things had changed. Life changes. How would these things continue to change? In researching a study from 2007, half of the food obtained for a subsistent lifestyle in this area is seal and fish. While caribou contributes a significant amount, the fish and seal statistics attribute significantly more. So, where does that leave climate change? It has become common knowledge that with climate change comes global warming. Over the last 50 years, Alaska has risen an average of 2.5 degrees, which is higher than the 1.5 degree average of the lower 48. Part of the North Borough is a village called Barrow, who has suffered more than average, with an increase of 7 degrees over that time. This is where the famous phrase, "the ice caps are melting," comes into play. In talking to the elders I met with seal processing, they said that while the days for hunting are getting shorter, it's easier to hunt the seals. They gather in large groups and sit on ice floats, so it's a matter of finding a group versus finding individuals like it used to be. It seems to balance, for now. While there seems to be a stasis for the seals, what about the fish? It is being shown that the season pattern is beginning to change already. I experienced seeing an alert from the Alaskan Fish and Game Department that king salmon season was cut short this year because the spawn rate was lower than normal. Will these fish adapt to warmer temperatures? If they don't adapt, how will fishing remain as prevalent in this culture that has been around longer than many other cultures? How will the interruption in the food chain affect larger predators, like seals? In preservation of the environment, we also need to preserve cultures. When we do not do our best to preserve cultures, they die out.